Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff help promote and rank on my channel. So we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of Sweet Tooth Season 1, spoiler-free, Netflix original series based on a DC comic book of the same name. I've taken time to loosely familiarize myself with the content to bring you a more informative review. Hollywood, Netflix has taken several departures, Disneyfied this from its darker roots, tones, to make it reach the widest audience possible. With that said, let's talk about the positive.
Begins here.
Family-friendly show. It captivates audiences with a childlike sense of wonder, delivering through beautiful, lush wilderness and strong but trembling relationships. A father raising a son off the grid after the sick hits. The human race is on the decline, on its way out. Only human-animal hybrids are born, and the mystery that stems from, did these hybrids cause it, or did it cause them? Regardless, this sets the tension, sets the stage that humans are out to hunt children.
Some bad people are still out there.
Scenery, makeup sets, wardrobe, and costume designs are all pretty top-notch. And our main character, Gus, convincingly played by Christian Convery, I think his name is. I may be wrong. A deer boy that resembles humans more than hybrids and can talk, learn cultivating and survival skills, living off the grid with his father, with a sweet tooth, drinking maple syrup straight up. Gus's ears and antlers are really convincing, and they come into play in interesting ways that just make them that much more convincing. Gus is simultaneously adorable and annoying, infuriating, naive, and hopeful. His father, played by Will Forte, I think that's how you say it, is this quirky, compassionate, responsible man dedicated to the safety of his son, and I couldn't get enough screen time with him.
It's not just about you and me anymore. You have to be brave.
Gus latches on to an unlikely companion for an adventure across beautiful landscapes to discover his roots. Big man Jeopard, played by Nonso, a conflicted man capable of bad things with a good heart. He delivers a good portion of the action in this series, which can do brutal things, but it isn't blood and gore on display. There are secondary characters with storylines distant but in relation to everything going on that eventually weave together in a single cohesive narrative seamlessly. One, Dr. Singh and his wife have the darkest part of the story by far, living in a Walking Dead style community where trust, compassion, and loyalty are practically the only luxuries they don't have. Amy is another one of the characters with a storyline that starts out not seeming relevant at all to the rest of the stuff going on. She lives in isolation. We gradually come to learn that she is a key component to where everything is building. There is also a main antagonist slowly creeping into position over the course of the season, General Abbott.
Some bad people are still out there.
A leader of the last men that hunt down these human hybrids that are all children, so he's pretty damn dark. This character is delivered as very menacing, despicable, and threatening.
No one knew which came first.
Personal bias on this, if you're at all a fan of the source material, you're probably largely gonna dislike this. They take so many departures. If you take, for example, the race swap of Big Man and the certain changes to his origins, his background, there's just a lot of things done in here. For instance, the animal army is unrecognizable. This show it lacks the dark tones, and while it is really enjoyable, if you familiarize. If you love the source material, you're highly likely not gonna like this. If you're somebody that just goes to the show not knowing much about the source material, the odds of you enjoying this are pretty damn high. But if you're someone that loved the source material and heard they were making a show and thought that was gonna be awesome, well, this is kind of sweet tooth in name only.
Don't like you because you're different.
Negatives on this one: there are bad, obvious CGI animals every now and then. It's not enough to take you out of it and completely just make you vomit in your mouth, but it's pretty noticeable, and it's like, did we even have to do that? If you couldn't afford it, did we even have to? So, Gus can and will do a lot of stupid stuff as a child. General Abbott is just one-dimensional mustache twirling villain. Giving a reason to care about this sick bastard would be much more twisted and interesting. The main adventures with Gus lack a sense of urgency, but characters like Becky are jeoparded, saying things like, maybe you should give it up, let it go. It is frustrating. That is frustrating because nobody has anything better to do in this world. There's only a sense of direction through Gus's personal mission. The series often plays it safe to appeal to the widest audience possible, and as a result can alienate the fans of the source material. It has a much darker tone than this Disney-fied version. This show has an abrupt ending too that's unsatisfying. Of course, it likely will get a season 2. It's got really high ratings over on Rotten Tomatoes, so I don't think this will get Jupiter's legacied. The depiction of the animal army makes it seem like the writers have no clue between how teenagers and kids behave. Like they have no clue there's a difference between teenagers and children. It does feel like there's an attempt at social commentary in this show, but the message gets mixed, conflicted, and so distorted along the way, I felt like it was completely lost. Overall, I wasn't a fan of the book. I understand anybody that absolutely hates this show, can't stand it or anything, because this is a very family-friendly version of Sweet Tooth. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. The scenery, it really just captured the essence and spirit of nature, life, and childlike wonder. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Did you like the show? Are you familiar with the source material? Does your familiarity with the source material make you hate this show? Or do you love it more and actually are a fan of the source material? I'm very curious to hear the wide range of opinions on this one. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Stay awesome. Rock on.